can you give me, Daniel, the video with some data and numbers from them? Let's check it out. All right, so let's give a warm welcome to Fay Arjomandi. She's coming right in Italy for us, and Vincenzo Scarlato. Please welcome at TechCrunch Italy.
Buongiorno a tutti. So, I'm Vincenzo Scarlato. I'm heading the innovation department in Vodafone Italia after a couple of experiences in a telco startup before that. And we have a very special guest today from the Silicon Valley, Fay Arjomandi, heading all our Vodafone operations in California, and also being a serial entrepreneur before that. So welcome, Fay, to Rome. Now, you probably not very often you hear about Vodafone Italy being active in the startup, in the venture space in Italy, up to now at least. But actually, we've been very active outside of Italy in the venture space. We've been having operations since more than 10 years now. So what I've done, I've asked Fay to give us a brief overview of what we're doing in California and across the world before entering in what we're doing here in Italy and what we're announcing today. OK, to you, Fay. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincenzo. Good morning, everyone. Is this on? Yeah, it's on. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's great to be in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And it's an honor to be among the startups. As Vincenzo said, I'm coming from a startup background. I'm a 3-time entrepreneur. Always started my companies in telecommunication, trying to sell to Vodafone and likes of Vodafone. And it was until January 2011 that I joined Vodafone to start what we call Vodafone Xone in California, established in California, and be responsible for the venture and incubation. And the objective for me is to basically give to the entrepreneurs and the startups what I wish I had available to me when I was in a startup. So as Vincenzo said, we, Vodafone, have had the Vodafone Ventures from the beginning, I mean, from 2000, actively looking into investing in startups. And by Vodafone Xone, and X stand for embracing unknown, to show that we're here to explore opportunities with the startups. What we're bringing to the table is mainly the go-to-market and path to market of fast-tracking innovation to product, to market, and to give it to the hands of our consumer, which is about 400 million subscribers around the world. Vodafone Venture been active in Silicon Valley, in Israel, in London, in Scandinavia, in Munich, investing in startups. We have an active portfolio, always investing in companies that are strategic to Vodafone and bring value to Vodafone subscriber base. Since September 2011, that we actually officially launched the center in California, We have now 12 active companies that we incubated under the new incubation model. And by incubation, we mean that it could be companies that are people with 2-page slide, or it could be companies that have already raised $300 million, but they still need us to help them in shaping their product to bring it to our markets. Out of the 12 companies that we incubated, 2 of them are on the path to market. So basically, we incubated them, we helped them with shaping the product, we brought them to our market, we did the user trial with them, we let the user decide whether this is a good solution or not, and now they are in the path to being rolled out to our market across Europe, which is actually great because that was one of the objectives we had in terms of fast-tracking the innovation to market. And this is only in the last year. And one of the companies that we actually incubated, they won major innovation awards in Silicon Valley. And by the way, Vodafone Xone was also nominated as one of the most helpful carriers in Silicon Valley by the startup community. So I think we delivered what we promised. Our center in California, obviously, we have about 35 staff ourselves, and that's one of the unique differentiation that Vodafone Xone Incubation brings to the table, because not only we give money, we give the staff that help the companies to shape their product and go to market, but also we have a space for up to 24 desks that people can come and start work based on there. And we have a full commercial grade lab that basically is also connected to Verizon because we're working with Verizon and people can come and test over there. So the whole thing for us is about build it, better it, scale it. We co-develop the solutions with the startups, with yourself, in order to identify what the product could be that could go to the hand of our consumer. Then we take the product to the user trial. We let the user decide whether this is a good product or not. And then via our operating companies, we scale it to go global. And we don't have template. We don't have any formal template. Everything we do is tailor-made to be suitable to each company. And Italy is one of our first activities. Pass it to Vincenzo to tell you more about it.
Thank you, Fay. So we've seen that last year, September 11, we started 2011. September 11 is now becoming actually a bad number. So September 2011, we started Vodafone Xone in California, and we wanted to expand it outside California. We chose Italy first. And this is, I think, is already a big piece of news. Because usually, when companies coming from the US, they go to the UK, they go to Germany. Very, very seldom they come to Italy. We have decided to start with Italy. Why that? Because for a program like that, for accelerating startups, here in Italy, we think there is a big opportunity today. And the fact that so many people here from the startup world, from the venture capitals, from the incubators world, are coming here to this wonderful city, wonderful theater, is a demonstration that there is actually an opportunity here, because there are a lot of things happening, a lot of ideas, a lot of startups starting. But I'm afraid that if you look back a few years, you don't see many startups really scaling up. Unfortunately, we haven't had many great exits. There are some, undoubtedly, but if you look at the big numbers, we're simply not there. Startups start, they get the initial funding, and then when they have really to become big, then something is not working properly. So what we would like to do is to help this process, is trying to facilitate and put all our resources to help the ecosystem grow. That's why we have started this Vodafone Xone in Italy. It is based, as you can see from the photo, in our new Vodafone Village in Milan, the new building holding our headquarters in Milan. But to help the ecosystem, we're talking to the Italian venture capitalists, to the Italian incubators, so the people today who are already active on the market and who know how to select the best companies, the best startups, the most promising startups. So we're working with them to identify the startups, especially obviously in internet with a focus on the mobile world, then we can help growing and accelerate the growth, and at the same time provide a superior service, a differentiated service to our customers and beyond. So the idea is, let's work together with the startups, with their great ideas, their freshness of ideas, and put together with the resources, the skills, the technologies, the competencies that a large company like Vodafone Italia can put on the table. That's why we started this program of acceleration, and we put, first of all our people in this program. That means that for every startup that gets accelerated to our program, we have a virtual team, a twin team associated with the startup with the type of skills that are needed for the specific startup. Some startups will need sales capabilities, some others will be very much into technologies, they will need people with a background from marketing, even finance. Obviously, these type of competencies, our people already have it. So with this twin team, we will start working hand-to-hand with the startups joining the program. Second is technology. There's no mistake in the slide. These are actually the logs from our network elements. Technology, obviously, we have the network. We have the network. We can play with the network. We have network APIs that we can use with the best ideas that we can find on the market, that we are not typically made public yet, I would say. And so with the startups, we can put these skills at the service of the new projects that we want to accelerate. Then, obviously, we have distribution. All startups, everything, not only startups, in order to grow, to scale, they have to distribute their product. In this case, we have distribution channels that are ranging from social media. Obviously, we have more than 1 million fans, all the social media channels. Obviously, we can run marketing campaigns on large numbers. But last but not least, we have an extensive retail network. We have more than 7,000 retail outlets, of which 800 are monobrand of Vodafone. And depending on the type of product which is brought to the market, we can leverage these distribution channels to accelerate tremendously the growth of any startup, of any initiative. And obviously, we have customers. Talk about Vodafone Italy, we have 30 million mobile customers. We have 1.5 million broadband customers on fixed. And obviously, we have all the other customers outside of Italy, going up to a total of 400 million customers. Obviously, these customers are easily accessible, more easily accessible through the channels that Vodafone controls. So to sum all up, what we're doing here with Vodafone Xone is basically trying to, on one side, helping the Italian ecosystem through the VCs, the incubators, and especially, obviously, the startups in the internet and the mobile space once again, but at the same time providing a bridge to a bigger world. A bigger world, which is what Fay just explained, so the world that is Vodafone at large, the Vodafone Group, so that means a number of operating companies scattered around the globe, up to 400 million customers, but then what we're doing in California with Xone, with the ventures and the incubators. So this is the program that we're announcing publicly today. Website up and running, and we will hope to meet many of you in terms of investors, VCs, incubators, and startups, and to see and work together in the next future. Thank you.
Congrats, and see you next. All right, startup accelerators is one of my favorite topics, to be honest. Everyone knows startup accelerators, what it's all about?